Hope everyone's going okay. Honestly, it did break my heart a little bit. I was watching Nagi go live. She didn't know anything that was going on, and like she was crying. Made me feel bad. But I'm not gonna be crying here because I'm dead inside, and I can't be bothered to cry. I have done this before. This is a little different than last time, because last time I chose to leave a company that was still existing. This time, I'm choosing to leave a company which I'm pretty sure is ceasing to exist. Don't quote me on that, but like, I mean, there's 0 members currently. Where to begin? The first year of me being in Vshojo was a great blast. It was awesome. Everything was so much smoother. The contract was way better than I'd ever had from anything, right? I was very happy. The problem for me, of course, I'm trying to be careful with what I say here, of course. The second year, you might have noticed that there wasn't as much Vshojo collaborations, like full group collaborations. Everyone kind of started doing their own thing and like not really doing stuff associated with like the name of Vshojo. It was more like their own thing. Did you guys notice that on the second year I was in? That's not a coincidence. So obviously we didn't know about how dire the situation was until very, very recently, right? However, there were problems, right? And the thing is, the reason why a lot of us, well, I don't want to speak for everyone, but definitely for some people, including me, to stay, before knowing about this charity thing, by the way, this is before any of that, but for that extra year, it's because we had meetings. We had meetings with Gun and other people talking about like what we don't like and what we want to see improved. And we were told that things were going to improve. We were told that things were going to change. We were told that our stuff was being, you know, took seriously, right? So obviously, a lot of people were giving second chances, third chances to the company, extending the period of time where they're still in here. This is before knowing the charity shit. That's why a lot of people were kind of just staying to see what happens, right? Believing in the fact that things were going to improve. Obviously, I can't talk about all the things that were wrong because I've signed stuff and so has everyone else. You may have heard on Kson's stream, you may have heard that she wasn't paid, what was it, since like December, I think, last year or something like that, or September. We receive our money directly to us for like Twitch, right? Like Twitch, YouTube, anything like that. The only thing that we don't receive is merchandising and sponsors. The thing is, a lot of streamers, they make more money from doing sponsors and merch than actually streaming. And I feel like not many people understand that. Sponsors bring in a very big amount of a streamer's income. That's why so many streamers do try to aim for like a monthly sponsor that just gets them through the whole month or the next 2 months, right? Not being paid them for a long time is kind of a problem, you know? So that's a big part of income for streamers, right? Sponsors and merchandising. And like, I'm sorry, I just have to say, I typed in jazz music, non-copyright playlist. This is the same fucking playlist that I used to use 2 years ago. With this song, oh my god, dude. Anyway. What the fuck was I saying? Yeah, so, the thing that Kson should be referring to, I don't want to speak for her, but should be referring to is the fact she hasn't been paid for sponsor money and merchandising. We get paid for, like, Twitch and YouTube ourselves. Like, there's no Vshojo involved. Like, that goes directly to whatever bank we've set up. And I just wanted to make sure you guys know that is a big deal. It is a big deal. I'm gonna tell you guys a little funny little fact. You guys remember when I debuted in 2023? I sold a bunch of merch. It was my debut merch, right? I debuted in 2023. I got paid for that in June 11th. June 11th, this year. From 2 years ago when I debuted, I just got paid for it last month. I had, Maiko really helped with this. He really pushed for getting this. Maiko made a whole spreadsheet because there was no other things accounting for this. So big W's to Maiko. Maiko is the GOAT, and he was able to get me paid. To keep in mind is that first merch was 2 years ago. That debut merch is 2 years ago, guys. It's 2 years ago. It was fucking October, like 2023. Do you know how long that is? Here's the thing. A lot of members are going to say this, and they probably have already said this. It feels really stupid to, you know, defend the company for all the stuff. Like, because we didn't know about all this stuff, right? How do I explain this? Well, I didn't know that I was missing that merchandise payment, right? Because Vshojo doesn't pay merch monthly. They pay it quarterly. If you're a streamer who streams a lot, especially other members who stream way longer, you're trusting your like company or whoever's in charge of your financials to get it right. By the time that I started like slowing down on streaming after around a year, so I thought, oh, that's already accounted for, right? Because who the fuck looks at that after a year? And then this is my personal opinion. That contract was way better than I'd ever had. But the problem is, if you can't fucking provide what the contract says, then the contract means nothing. I'm sorry, that's just how like, it's just like fluff. It's just false words at that point. Once I found out about the charity thing, once I found out about that, I immediately started talking with Mike. I was like, bro, no, I'm out. It's weird as well, because a lot of people in Vshojo, like I said, we started doing our own thing. Everyone was doing their own thing, right? Obviously, no one's really communicating with each other that they have problems with their financials. You know what I mean? Because it's their business, right? It's their financials, like other talent, right? It's like my own business. Oh, my payment got delayed? Okay, I gotta like, I guess that's my business, right? So we weren't communicating this with each other. Obviously, some people would say stuff every now and then, but it wasn't like all the time communicating, like, make sure each one of you all get this. Like, let's make sure they stick to this, because we weren't like that. Once this happened, everyone started coming forwards internally, being like, the fuck? Me too, right? You know? It's like, wait, what the fuck? You too? That's when everyone kind of mutually decided, it feels, to be like, all right, nah. And then the charity was like the fucking icing on the cake, bro. If there was even a shred, even a 0.001%, it's gone after that. You don't fuck with charity, dude. And the thing is, hypothetically, if a company, hypothetically, that isn't real, took a bunch of that money and then didn't pay it to charity, that is hypothetically, very hypothetically illegal. And not something that I want to be a fucking witness to, hypothetically, right? So, listen, man, I don't want to be like a fucking accomplice in this shit, hypothetically. Hello? Hell no! So I'm out. I know that there's been a lot going on, but I was actually supposed to get my termination contract before Mousy had posted that. I want to go, and they were like, we can get that done, like, in a day. Like, and I was like, okay. And then the next day passed, and then another day passed, and then another day passed, and I didn't get my contract. And I get there was a lot going on, but it fueled my anger a little bit, just because, like, I don't ask for much in the company. Like, out of every single person in this company, I think I've probably asked the least. I just asked, can I have my termination contract? They said, yeah, in, like, the next day or the day after. And I ended up waiting, like, 10 to 11 days with no message. I have nothing against the guy that was sorting it, right? I'm just saying that it is very aggravating to kind of be like left along continuously. A lot of people, they're like negotiating and stuff, like, you know, get your most worth, make sure you're safe, right? I didn't even do that. I didn't even fucking negotiate. I said, like, this is what I think. These are the terms. Do you agree? They're like, yeah, okay. And I'm like, okay. And that's it. Just give me the fucking termination contract. I'm gone. Well, no, I don't know. No, I don't think so. Because a lot of people, some people didn't even know about this until Mousy dropped that, which was 10 days later. I don't think it is that they were processing a lot of people. Because, like, bro, dude, I had to ask for that, like, 10 days in advance. Like, what? Whatever. It's like I said when I left my last job, okay? Just because that I may not be fond of some things doesn't mean that every single person involved or in there I don't fuck with, okay? Like, there have been a lot of people who worked in Vshojo or still currently, like, trying to fucking run around and be like, what the fuck is happening? There are still people in there that are good people. I just want to make that clear, okay? When I say I don't really fuck with it much, I'm saying, like, the thing as a whole, not the individuals, except for maybe some, but most individuals, right? Most of them didn't betray me. Like Maiko, for instance, right? Maiko's helped a lot. Maiko is actually still helping right now with stuff. Will you make your own corpo? Damn, you know what? That sounds like a great idea. In fact, I think I should do that. I think I'll do that tomorrow. And I'll just invite everyone. That would be a great idea. Obviously, I'm joking. Hell no. Listen, guys, I'm not gonna lie. I'm kind of done with corporations for a little while, you know? I'm kind of done joining them. I think I'm just gonna chill as an indie, all right? I haven't tasted the indie, like, seawater. I feel like I should.